Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Arrow Man here, and I'm up late. I'm up late, and I don't know, something's just been bothering me. I have the question to game developers, like, where the freak is this innovation I'm yearning for in these next generation consoles? These next generation consoles are more. It's not more of like I really want to get it. It's more of like, well, all the games are kind of not getting released on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, so I guess I better shell out some money for the Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Like, that's not how it should be. And, coming back to the question of innovation, what have these consoles innovated on? Like, seriously, they have better graphics. I mean, that's it, and, it makes me a little mad. Makes me frustrated. Yeah, that's a better word. Makes me frustrated why gaming hasn't evolved into something better. Like these, people are moving away from like hardware and making gimmicky stuff, because I like gimmicks. I like proprietary hardware and stuff. Stuff that can increase my gaming experience or whatever. I don't know. Like for instance, one thing that makes me mad. I was gonna say pissed off, but makes me kind of mad is the Xbox One just kind of dumping, silently assassinating its Kinect. Now, I know a lot of people did not like that Kinect. I mean, I get it. It was pretty stupid. But it's up to Xbox to make it work. And a little bit of the developers. But, I mean, come on, Xbox. I mean, don't just slap a camera on there and then just say, I hope games come out. No, you gotta pull up your pants and do a few things with it. I mean, sure, you can do voice commands and crap. Nobody likes voice commands. I don't know how that's catching on, but I was thinking of ways you could use a Kinect that doesn't require you getting up from your seat and dancing around like a little monkey. One of the things I could think of was Grand Theft Auto 5. How you can, when you want a race or whatever, and you can taunt somebody, but having the selected taunt and hitting a button or whatever. What if in Kinect, or not in Kinect, what if on the Xbox exclusive now, you could still be sitting down, but in that moment of glory when you can taunt all your friends, what if you could turn on that Kinect and then do something with your hands and do stuff with your face, and your person would copy that. Now that would be fresh, and you're not making a whole freaking game for it where you have to freaking jump on wave your hands and jump on some blocks or whatever. No, it'd be great. That's a console seller right there. Well, not a console seller, but a lot of those, a lot of little things like that sell consoles. It's what console makers aren't getting is you have to sell your console, not sell the games that are on your console. You got to sell your console, Just because a whole bunch of exclusives are going to come out for the PlayStation 4 doesn't mean I'm going to necessarily buy it, because if I just don't like the system? Well, if I don't like the system, I'm personally Xbox fanboy, I guess. I'm not that kind of fanboy. Look, there's like two different fanboys. There's one who's just stupid, and they just rat on the other ones, and they say like stupid stuff like, the PlayStation 4 people are, they're all stupid, and they need to go back to third grade. No, I'm not like that. I'm reasonable in my rants, and I'm just one of those guys that like backs up Xbox. Even though I know Xbox is sucking right now, Xbox they need to get off the lazy ass and do crap. But I mean, I like Xbox. Getting back to the subject, I'm making a loop here. Getting back to Xbox, the reason why I'd buy an Xbox One over a PlayStation 4 is because I like how Xbox does things, even though they are sucking right now. I just like how they do things. Like my experience with PlayStation, I had a PlayStation 3. My experience with PlayStation 3 is, if you didn't like Uncharted, then dear God, you're gonna see that every day and hate every second of your life because they advertise crap out of it. And like I lost my password in that system hacking or whatever, and a whole bunch of other things. I just didn't really like how PlayStation did their business. PlayStation's great, and lately their business they've been doing with exclusives kind of pisses me off because they're that and the Resolution Wars. Resolution Wars, oh my gosh. PlayStation is being such an ass by saying, hey, we got 1080p on Killzone. Half of it, a little bit, But it's still pretty much 1080p. So, I mean, it's better than Xbox. And it's like, resolutions, that's not a console seller, to be honest. It's not a little bit, I mean, not really. Where I'm talking about like innovation, I'm thinking like, what can they do with the audio that makes it more immersive? Don't just slap on Dolby Digital 5.1, which is, I mean, it's good, but it doesn't blow my head off. Or like do an add-on that makes your I don't know. That went nowhere. Add like a bass boost or an equalizer to your sound, so that's really immersive, or like maybe variable amounts of sound that whenever you shoot a gun, it adds like 60 decibel bass hit, so it kind of vibrates your earphones so that you can feel the shot, even though that's not going to be necessarily programmed into the this is a stretch, guys. Even though it's not going to be programmed into the actual sound. It's a little something that the Xbox can do. And there has been a little bit of innovation in these next consoles that I've seen. Like one thing that I really like that I wish developers would go to town with is those rumble triggers in the Xbox One controllers. That's so cool. I mean, you have your rumble and then you have your rumble triggers. I was thinking maybe they could go a step further and then do like haptic feedback or something. Like maybe if your gun got jammed, it would not let you squeeze the trigger. Now that would be sweet, or if you have or if the game's trying to restrict you from doing something, like maybe if you're doing something hard or something like that. I don't know. Maybe if you have to move your legs through quicksand, the triggers get hard to squeeze or whatever. Now, I know that's not what they're doing in Xbox One controllers, but they're adding rumble feedback, which I still think that's pretty cool. And respectively on PlayStation 4, they have the speakers and they have the headphones built right in. Both controllers have the headphones built right in. That's pretty nice. I like that. That's a little bit of innovation, but they're not taking it home. I want like a system seller. Back in the day, what was it? Sega. Everybody was doing cartridges, and then Sega decides to add like a CD thing to that. What is it called? Mega Drive. I don't know. Tell me in the comments. It's like the Mega Drive or whatever. I think that's pretty cool. And another thing that was pretty crazy was like the Nintendo 64. It had the expansion slot. Oh my gosh, that was cool. But they didn't go to town with it. It didn't really do anything. It just made you play Perfect Dark and Majora's Mask. But gosh, I wish there was something like that in these new systems, And the system architecture back in the day used to be so weird. Xbox 360. Think about this. Xbox 360 didn't have one core, which that was a standard in PCs back in the day. Started one core. It didn't have one core. No, it did not have dual core, which is also popular in PCs at some time. Not 4 cores, which is getting popular now. It had 3 cores. 3 really decent cores. Guess how much RAM it had? 512 megabytes. And so I always got really excited whenever somebody could, crack the code and know how to make games and squeeze out all the power on it. For that kind of architecture, developers have really squeezed out a lot of power out of it. And even like Call of Duty Black Ops 2, I was just playing that. I love zombies. Even that, gosh, it was. They've squeezed out so much power out of that, and I'm thoroughly amazed. But you know what they did on these consoles, on these current gen, next gen? I don't know what to call them. I guess they're current gen. I don't know. Xbox One, PlayStation 4. They went with x86 architecture, and guess what? They've already bumped out as much power as they can bump possible. The developers are maxing out all these processors. Now, something that I think is really cool, I don't know if it's even gonna happen, is Xbox has, Xbox One doesn't have as fast RAM as it doesn't have as much RAM as the PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4 has the DDR5 RAM, I believe, and the Xbox One has like DDR3 RAM. I'm gonna be so wrong on all this. But it also has this other thing called ESRAM, which is tiny. There's not a lot of it. However, it's like crazy fast. It's like way more fast than the DDR5 in the PlayStation 4. And I want to see developers use it, dadgummit. Load in textures really fast. Like maybe you could load in textures that are like in front of you and not behind you. And then whenever you turn around, it could like load in those textures, which it's probably not that fast. But you get my point. I think that's really cool. But that's only one part of their console. Think about the PlayStation 3. Okay, PlayStation 3 had like 8 cores, and it could only use 7, I believe. I'm probably making techies really hate me right now because they're like, "Dadgummit, it's like 6. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's 8. 8 cores, but it only could use 7 because one was like exclusive for the system. Now, whenever the PlayStation started off, PlayStation 3, is when I had it, the games looked like crap. They, like the multiplats. Multiplats look like crap. And the exclusives look decent, They look decent. And towards the end, when you got to The Last of Us and, Uncharted 3 and Beyond Two Souls, stuff like that, developer like Naughty Dog was like, they knew that code. Like, they knew how to code for that thing, like frontwards and backwards. They knew it. And so they could crank out something really phenomenal. And, that just, oh gosh, I love that. I wish this next generation of consoles they had some like crazy crazy hardware that people had to figure out reluctantly, but the exclusives could pump out a lot of power. You know what I'm saying? And it could be possibly cheaper rather than getting all these PC parts that get outdated within like a month. Pretty much. But yeah. Let's see, I had one other thing to say. No, I'm just going to skip it. Tell me what you think about the innovation of this next generation consoles. Are you even thinking about buying next generation consoles, or are you just going to go PC, or you just go the Wii U route, or just, don't buy anything? Tell me what you think in the comments. I do respond, and have a good one.